In our very first story, residents of Old Fadama have amassed in front of the State House to protest the ongoing demolition exercise there. The exercise, which was started yesterday by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, has seen many left homeless, with hundreds traveling back to the north for shelter. Gladys Oseoredu was at the slum earlier this morning and has been interacting with some of these demonstrators.
The demolition exercise, which started last Saturday, was to pave way for the dredging of...
So we're here at Sodom and Gomorrah, and the Irish youth, they are very angry. They are not happy what's happening here. So let's get talking to them. Yes, why are you so angry?
We are angry because of the disturbing it take to us. We don't get peace here again, and we are hustling for here. If we don't get hustling for here, but we go still now. So we want peace for here. If not that, we don't go vote NDC. We don't want it again. We go kill somebody for here.
Okay, so I see. Right, so we'll be going along with them. We'll find out what exactly is causing this whole demonstration here.
Understand, because Okovanda Boy said it was because of the flood they are coming to spoil here. But now our question is, are we not human beings? Are we not Ghanaians? If Okovanda Boy will come to destroy here for other people, when the flood happened, what happened here? No one died here. If here is the main cause of the flood, how come nobody died here? At least what we want our president to know is that Okovanda Boy is his best enemy. Because if Okovanda Boy knows very well that the human beings are living here and he could come and do this kind of thing, that means John Mama is an enemy to Okovanda Boy. That's what we want the media to do.
Did you know that they were going to demolish the place?
Yeah, they told us that they would demolish the place, but they said they need 100 meters away from the Kole. And what they're not doing is more than the 100 meters. They shouldn't think that we, those who are living here, some of us have been to school. Just that we don't have people to second us, so that we can also be people or human beings. So from that place to here, to where they are demolishing, is more than 100 meters. If Okovanda Boy did not been to school, such that he will know 100 meters, we know 100 meters.
We have the information. They come to tell us that those people who are under the gutter site, they should come out their rooms and they come and demolish it. Yes, we've agreed, we've accepted. And when they come, it is not people who are only under the gutter. They've started demolition everywhere. They said they need 200 meters. And even what the demolition is more than 200 meters. And when they come, they didn't tell us they need 200 meters so that we should come out our rooms. They said we should leave the gutter so that they can come out the boiler inside. Yes, we've accepted it, we've agreed with you. Then now when you come, you didn't indicate even any red number under the yours. Like we are not animals. When you come to demolish, we are in Accra everywhere. When they come to demolish everything, when Emma go to any place to demolish, he will go and read and put the red numbers there for people to know that yes, we are not allowed to be here again. That has never happened. It has never happened. There is no any indication, no any red numbers writing anywhere. They just come to start demolition everywhere. So now, how do you expect us to go? Where do you expect us to go? We, our people, we are from north. Some don't have living lorry fare to go back to your hometowns. How to get food to eat? You don't have even place to live. How can you wait to get food to eat? Please, we need for them to come. No water, no lights. I'm telling you, since yesterday, since that day, majority of people, those who bath, they are few. Many of them do not bath. We are in a Ramadan season. We are on the Azimi time. I swear to God that we all live with. That day, I was not even to get food to fast. I swear to God, I didn't get even common food to fast. Because who is there to cook? No peace. You can't cook. You don't know what is going on. No any information. I swear to God, we are not animals. Even animal, cook, even animal have their rooms to stay inside.
Let me find out. You say you were informed that this demolition was going to take place. You were informed that this demolition is going to take place. So now it has happened. What do you want government to do for you? Why are you angry with government?
We were told that the demonstration is going to do. And where they expected it to do, it happened more than that. So we want them to come to our aid, the place that they need. Even not this time, any time. We in JJ Rollers time, they come to commot the gutter. Those under the gutter, they commot them, they commot it. Yes. President Kufuor time, I was here in my life. We went to Ali Muhammad, the former vice president of Ghana. He said us, look, let me tell you. He sent us to join Ajakom Kufuor, the former president of Ghana. The president told us that yes, he's not aware of this. So it's only John Dramani Mahama who is aware for him to come and demolish us. For us to say where. JJ was there, nothing was happening like that. President Kufuor was there, nothing was like that happening like that. So it's John Dramani Mahama who would do that.
Well, the residents have also been demonstrating and protesting in front of the Flagstaff House and the State House. Here are some excerpts of that. So those are visuals from the State House. There you can see some of the angry residents of Sodom and Gomorrah who actually marched to the State House there and expressing their frustration with the action by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. You can see many of them, quite a number of them, we are told, were this morning at the State House, and also amidst heavy security presence. We were told at a point there had to be Okay, indeed. Idris has also been covering the protest. He now joins me in studio with more on this. So, but Atiku, I understand you were attacked by these people.
Yeah, that's right. You know.
Well, what happened?
We started following these demonstrators from the National Theatre. Then we moved to the State House. From the State House, the leadership of these demonstrators had a brief meeting with the police officers at post. Now, just after the meeting, they walked away very angry. So I followed them to the Accra Sports Stadium. From the Accra Sports Stadium, they moved towards the ministries. So I was following them, and then they were actually vandalizing properties on the way, cutting trees and all manner of things. And it was disrupting traffic, seriously. It got to a point the traffic situation was very bad, so they were held up. And then they started chanting, hitting their materials. And so I tried to take some shots of it and ambience. Then 4 of them walked towards me. What are you trying to do? Before I could just say Jack, they started hitting me from all angles. First one landed, second one I blocked with my hand, third one I blocked with my hand. Fourth one I blocked, then my phone fell on the ground. I tried picking the phone. One of them was quick enough to pick the phone up. I said, give me my phone back. Then he started running. I made an attempt of following him to get my phone. Then the others held me back. They said, you can't follow. I said, why? He's taking my phone. Would you get the phone for me or I get it myself? They made sure the guy was nowhere inside. Then they allowed me to go. I chased this guy. I couldn't get the phone. So he's gone away with my phone after the attack.
Where was the police in all of this?
They had moved away from the police because the police were at the forecourt of the State House. They managed to get them out of the place. So when they left the State House, the police followed them briefly. And then we couldn't get the police again. So they were on their own on the streets, doing all manner of things, vandalizing things and properties. So at that point, there was no police officer there. It was when they were getting to Bank of Ghana, there we had police presence all over, so they couldn't make their way. That was where the police started firing tear gas, because when they got there, they tried to make their way through the barricade, but the police wouldn't allow them. They fired 2-3 warning shots, then they had to divert. At that point, they had already taken my phone. I was just standing there trying to get if I would spot whoever took the phone, but then the number is so huge, I couldn't make it out, and so that's what happened.
So as things stand now, the crowd has actually dispersed, and we don't even know where any person is now.
Yeah, they are afraid of the gun. So when the police fired the warning shots, they dispersed and took to various angles. And as at now, I do not know if they are still in in a group as a unit, or they've dispersed and they've gone to their various homes. You cannot tell. But when I was heading back to the office, you know, I saw some of them walking through town. You could see that these people were actually part of the demonstrators. They had their stakes and cutlasses and cudgels in their hands, walking on the street, but not as a unit as they were before getting to the Bank of Ghana.
I see, right. But I just had to ask this. Have you, by any chance, reported the issue to the police?
Yeah, that's what we are working on. I'm trying to put the statement together so we can get it to the police and lodge an official complaint.
But are you hurt?
I cannot say for now because it's early days yet, you know.
Probably traumatized.
Exactly.
All right, Latif, we'll get back to you shortly on that. That's my colleague Latif Idris, who was actually assaulted by some residents of Sodom and Gomorrah over there. Well, he went there just to do his job, and he ended up this way. Let's stay with the demolition in there. Country Director of Amnesty International, Lauren Samesu, has condemned the demolition exercise. Well, according to him, authorities have failed to adequately provide alternatives for the inhabitants.
Aware that this will happen, and it will happen one day. As Amnesty International, let us re-emphasize the point that development is very important for any nation to move forward. And we know that when people are residing at a certain location, which the president or the government decides to develop, there is a need to move the people who are living there. Amnesty International has never said that people should not be moved from one place to the other. In fact, for the old Fadama, Amnesty International position had always been that the people have to be relocated. We did not need to wait until a flood occurs. As a Ghanaian, what I feel bad about is we wait until there's a calamity before we take action. We are very aware that this discussion has been going on for a very long time. What Amnesty International has been insisting on is that people who are living there are Ghanaians. And as a government, the president and his executives and all the supporters need to protect the rights of every individual. They need to promote the rights of every individual. They have the obligation to fulfill every right of a human being in our citizens of that country, like Ghana. So we know that this will happen one day. I was hoping that this will not happen when we have a calamity. It would have been a wish of Amnesty International that the government relocate the people or either compensate them for them to look for a place to put their structures. It is very important for all of us to say that where people are living at Old Fadama, that we all call Sodom and Gomorrah, it's not a place where people should be living. And Amnesty International has always called that the people should be relocated or compensated. This is not only in Ghana or only in Zimbabwe. We find this situation in Kenya as well and in Nigeria. And we find this situation among the Romas. Wherever they live, they are forcibly evicted. We should put a distinction between moving or relocating people and forcibly evicting them. What has been happening all along is a forcible eviction or forced eviction, where the government or authorities do not follow due procedure before moving people. And that is what we call a forced eviction. And it has been happening because governments are not taking their responsibilities or obligations seriously. And it is not happening in Ghana alone, and it's not happening in Zimbabwe alone, but it's happening in Kenya, Nigeria, and in fact in Europe as well. And it is important for us to continue to put pressure on our government to respect their own laws, because they come together at UN and decide that this is what we should do for our citizens to respect their rights. But when they come back home, they don't do that. And we as Amnesty International will continue to remind them that this is what they themselves have said that they will do to protect the rights of their citizens. It's why the responsibility lies on civil society to ensure that when a government is not living up to its obligations, we should call on them. We should keep on pressurizing them to live up to their expectations. Egypt has seen the necessity to develop, and we are not saying that Ghana should not develop. We say that Ghana should develop so its citizens.
Meanwhile, hundreds of residents of Old Fadama are stranded at various bus terminals here in Accra. Redwan Karimdini Osman reports that slum dwellers have pitched camp mostly at the Accra Tamale station, hoping to catch a ride home, as the AMA shows no signs of halting the demolition exercise.
I understand this is a very unusual sight here at the Accra Tamale Agbogbuloshi Lorry Park. You can see scores of people gathered here, and they all have one mission. They are going to their hometown as a result of the demolition exercise by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly that started yesterday. Indeed, a number of them, I'm told, they are numbering over 500. So I'm here to talk to one of the big men actually at the station to find out from him how he's going to deal with the numbers. How do you intend to deal with the numbers?
We have to get a patient for them, finding the car for them, everybody to go in place peaceful.
But how many buses are available?
Just only 10 buses we are arranged to come. But as of now, 4 buses are around. But we are still needing more buses to. In my suggestion, we are sitting, but this one there, always Vanderpool was saying to come and demolishing the thing, no? Almost 6 months now. But we are just sitting, yesterday we are just sitting, seeing people who are coming. We are not aware about anything. So because for that, yesterday we are starting loading passengers to be going to our hometown. Okay. That's Tamale.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you started sending people from yesterday.
Yeah.
How many people have you sent so far?
Uncountable. We can't count them because we are not counting them. But the buses was taking 60 passengers, sometimes 45, 50. So yesterday, like 10 buses to go.
Now, most of the people who are leaving claim they have nowhere to go, and so they are going back to their hometown. From the look of things, are they likely to stay there or they would come back?
When they came, they won't get a place to stay. And they are not intentional to be going, but the place they have been staying, they are just demolishing, so there's no place to stay. Because for that, they are going. But like if the house is good, nobody will come to Accra. Here is the business center, and everybody was staying there. But now everybody will pack to the hometown to be sitting.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. And so, yes, you heard from the first trustee. He tells us that they look forward to getting about 10 buses by the close of today to clear all the people here. They have over 500 people stranded here at the Accra Tamale station at Agbogbuloshi. And so, yeah, that is how chaotic the situation is. You can see the weather is already sunny and the people are seated here hoping that the buses will come and send them to their various destinations.
You're still watching News Today here on Joy News Multi TV. We're taking a quick break here. We'll be back shortly with some more. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, pupils at the PC Roman Catholic Primary School in the Wa municipality of the Upper West region study in fear daily. Now, the dilapidated structure made from mud and bricks has numerous cracks and firewood as support to prevent it from collapsing. Authorities at the school say persistent appeals to the Wa Municipal Assembly for help have not been heeded. Rafiq Salam has more.
Residents of PC in Wa put the structures together some 55 years ago in the quest to educate their children. Ever-increasing enrollment over the years has left the classrooms congested. The Wa Municipal Assembly, through the Ghana Education Trust Fund, constructed a 6-classroom block with ancillary facilities to ease the congestion, but that did not suffice, forcing school authorities to revert to the dilapidated thatch structure. It was renamed PCRC Primary B. Some residents have described it as a death trap since the cracks aggravate fears of both teachers and pupils, who are very much aware the temporary wooden support for the building is weak. There's, however, no other option. Chairman of the School Management Committee, Joseph Aaron and Bosco Barria, a community member, reiterated the risk involved in using this building.
We complained to them, but they said they will come and look into it. The feedback is not yet given, and they are not telling anything.
What are you doing in the interim?
Right now, we have to go back again and appeal to them. Once it's now getting to rainy season like this, we have to go back and appeal to them again, telling them that the thing is just about collapsing. And if it collapses, all the zingles, they will smash.
And you can easily get, an accident can occur and you can be hurt by that. Honestly, I'm very much disappointed with the way the building is, and we have put some young ones there, official leaders who are here, and with this situation, anything can happen. This building can collapse easily on these children. So I don't think that's the best, but this is a very poor community indeed, and therefore we need help from the government so that we don't want to have the situation where death cases will occur before they can come and do that.
Teaching aids like textbooks and maps are kept at the upper primary block of the school for fear they may be stolen or destroyed by rain. The pupils on a daily basis have to carry the textbooks and other teaching material on their heads to the classroom and return them when the school closes. There's no staff room for the teachers. They have put up a makeshift shade on their own from firewood and thatch. After several appeals to make the Wa Municipal Assembly failed, the community on their own started constructing another structure, but it has hit a snag because they ran out of money. A more worrying development is at the kindergarten department, where over 300 children are packed in one classroom, making teaching and learning difficult for the nursery instructors. Their plight may further worsen in September when they are promoted to Primary 1. They will have no option than to be kept at the dilapidated structure, which is already a death trap. Opinion leader Joseph Aaron says the community will not give up despite the inactions of the Wa Municipal Assembly. Wa Municipal Chief Executive Isaku Nuhu Putiaha, in an interview with Joy News, stated that the issue of the congestion at the school was an artificial creation of school authorities calculated to get more structures. In this case, he stated there's little the Assembly could do about the school.
So we have taken care of the stream, and they have also gone in to create another new stream this year. So now they have created another KG who are sitting outside, created another primary people who are sitting outside. So that is where the problem is. You go and provide the infrastructure, the next second they go and create another stream without consulting you. That is the situation we are facing in PC. So they have sent us back to the situation we were before we gave them the infrastructure. So they want us to give them another 3 sets of infrastructure for KG, primary, and listen. And mind you, as soon as you do that again, they will create another stream. That is the 3rd stream, Block C. So they want another stream, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. And that has been the situation. Local authorities provide the infrastructure, and most of the units just keep creating streams without even consulting the assembly. And that is the problem now. We have our development plan, we have our need situation. We're going to look at it and see what we can do. Well, we have other schools that need infrastructure. It's not only PC. And we can concentrate all the assembly resources on PC alone. So we will meet as MIOC, meet as assembly to see what we can do immediately to address this problem.
All attempts to get authorities to speak on the issue proved futile. However, they have one silent prayer which teachers and the pupils make every morning before they start classes, which is for God not to let any calamity befall them in the course of teaching and learning. The big question remains, how long can they continue to teach in this death trap and expect God to save them?
Now, when was the last time you wrote a letter which you posted by what you popularly call snail mail? Now, do you even know how much a postage stamp costs? Well, the Ghana Post says it plans to upgrade its services to conform with new technologies to enable it to stay in the business of sending and receiving letters. Ashanti Regional Correspondent Mahmoud Mohammed Noordin tells the story of the Postal Service in this letter.
Dear brother, I hope this letter finds you well. It's been a while since I wrote you a letter, so I'm not too sure how to go about it. Well, Brother Ahmed, you remember when you bought the Anatomy and Physiology of Farm Animals book for me at level 200? Well, I'm sorry to tell you that a mouse in my room has destroyed part of the book. Come to think of it, since I graduated from the Sunyani Polytechnic, I have not written a letter to anyone, with the exception of a few job application letters. But guess what? These days, one can write and deliver a message within minutes, thus rendering the post office virtually irrelevant. It has become like a family shrine that hardly ever receives any worshippers.
I remember back in school when we were students, we used to write letters, send mails to other schools just to communicate. But it's been a while since I went to the post office. If I wouldn't say in years, because I know their service is getting obsolete with time, and the service they provide are not really in need of now.
With the advent of technology, life has become pretty much easier for many because it allows them to get messages across faster than the traditional post. With technology, one can also send and receive money within the shortest possible time. You see, I could have sent you this letter by post, but times have changed, and this is how far technology has come.
In every system, when things are changing, you need to adapt for you to be able to suit the changing trends. But with the invention of many technologies and many, I think, comparably cheapable source of communication, their service is going out of place. Because I could sit from the comfort of my room and send a message to any part of the world without having to go and queue anywhere to buy any mail, any letter pad, any stamp pad to any part of the country.
Can deliver message in an efficient way, but when you were writing letters, you have to wait for a long time before it gets to the person, and before the person can reply you. So, but when the vocabulary is cool for that, but for delivering it faster, this system is very cool.
How are mom and dad? I know they'll not be too happy, but please open Facebook accounts for them. Oh, one more thing, add Twitter and Skype accounts. With these, mom and dad will hear from me all the time. Your brother, Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin, Kumasi, Ghana.
I apologize for that hitch there, but in business today, Ministry of Trade has rejected suggestions that it may have engaged in wrongdoing by requesting that destination inspection companies help it settle a judgment debt in return for contracts from the state. It says rather than imply wrongdoing, people commenting on the matter should appreciate that the ministry is trying to save the state an even more colossal judgment debt. Dr. Eko Spiogabra, the trade minister, has been speaking on the AM show.
Very charitable, let us say that we misconstrue. But on the other hand, if you have members of parliament asking for the minister to resign or to dismiss or thinking that the minister is bribing people, then it's not just misconstruction, but that some people deliberately want to throw that in the air or confuse the general public and make it seem as if the ministry is doing something wrong. As you may be aware, the ministry wrote an official government of Ghana letterhead to private companies to invite them to express interest in helping the people of Ghana solve a judgment debt problem. That is what we are trying to solve here, so we shouldn't confuse each other. The company called banks which have taken the government of Ghana to court has won a judgment debt of about 197 Ghana cedis. And the people of Ghana are being asked to forgo our hospitals and our schools and our industries in order to pay them 197 million Ghana cedis. That's a lot of money. Now, the ministry, of course, has a lot of challenges with financing. And so, because this matter is in the trade sector, it involves imports and exports, and Bank Street was going to do work in the trade fabrication area, the Ministry of Trade and Industry invites destination inspection companies to express interest as to whether they will be willing to pay approving that is going to kill all of us. And we do also have to put 1 billion cedis worth of additional contract to Bank Street, even if they have been paid the entire judgment debt. We are trying to avoid one, accruing interest on the 197 million Ghana cedis will cost us another, 150 or 200 million Ghana cedis in interest alone. And also avoiding awarding Bank Street a contract that will pay over 1 billion cedis after they paid their judgment debt. So the DICs are well responded. They thought they were being bribed or going to got into any procurement process.
Meanwhile, the contract of DICs is due to end on the 31st of August for a new company, West Blue, to operate a national single window from 1st September. The executive chairman of FAT Africa, Joe Wunsch, tells Joy Business this raises more questions about the move because of the cost implications.
Does that mean, under normal circumstances, if we were not asking for these freebies, these sort of conditions would not have prevailed? And secondly, would they have actually, if on merit, qualified for those contracts? You know, and if they have, who is going to pay for the 35 million? If the 0.35 is the norm and is the normal business operation, you know, and they qualify, then who is paying for the 35 million? Because somebody is going to pay for that. Is it the importers who will be surcharged or overcharged normally? Or is it the government who will be shortchanged in revenue collection bound? I don't know. They will know how. Because for whatever reason, somebody has got to pay for it.
Well, that's it for Business Time. Now to check out the very latest in the world of sports with Benedict Owusu.
Very good afternoon to you. My name is Benedict Owusu. We do sports here on News Today, and our very first story, just when Kumasi Asante Kotoko thought they had returned to winning ways after their victory over Olympics last week, Liberty Professionals handed the Porcupine Warriors their third defeat in the second half of the season. Now, Kotoko took an early lead through striker Ahmed Toure, but Latif Blessing pulled level for Liberty before the first half. Now, Kennedy Ashia put Liberty in the lead before Captain Alfred Nelson sealed victory with a stunning header. Liberty coach George Lamte says beating Kotoko was cheap and believes his team can challenge for the league title.
This victory is a very cheap one. I've watched Kumasi Asante Kotoko play. Our first round match, they were lucky. Then just like I've been telling you, I'm taking my 3 points here. I know my team, I know my players, their attitude on the pitch. They corresponding, they play very well. So I can say now that I'm one of the teams that is prepared to take this year's league. If you look at my team, the way we play, I've been with my boys like 3 years now, but this year we play very, very well, I tell you. And we are one of the best teams so far.
So that was Liberty Professionals coach George Lamte. Now to his opposite number, David Duncan. He is under pressure following their poor run so far, and he's noted his players gifted Liberty the win.
We could have won this game if we had been a little bit more disciplined and kept to some of the basic principles of the game. I can't elaborate on that, but if you can afford to give a go away like that after taking the lead against a side that has this place as, you know, a fortress, I mean, definitely they will bounce back in confidence, and, you know, anything at all could happen thereafter, and that is exactly what happened.
So that was Kumasi Asante Kotoko coach, you know, speaking to us after their defeat to Liberty Professionals at the Karindorf Park yesterday. Now let's check out the other results in the Premier League. The results first before we look at the standings. And Wow Stars defeated Accra Great Olympics by 2-0 at the War Park. Liberty Professionals, as you heard earlier, they defeated Asante Kotoko 3-1 at the Karindorf Park. And Accra Heartfolk were at home to Interallies at the Accra Stadium. They played out a goalless game there. Ashanti Gold, league leaders, they continued their fine form in the league, and they defeated BA United by 4-1 at the Obuasi Linkley Stadium. Now Wafa also defeated Hazakers by 4-1, with Bekum Chelsea beating Indiana Stars at home 2-1 in favor of Bekum Chelsea. Mediama SC also defeated Heart of Lions by 4-1, and Bechem United handed the Dubiase by 3-2. Now we can check out the standings and see where the teams are. So the first three on the Premier League table, Ashanti Gold, they maintain their top spot with 37 points after match day 19, while All Stars are second with 30 points. Wafa are third with 30 points. So you check the last three. If it happens that we are not playing the Premier League, these are the three teams that will be facing relegation. The BRC are 14 with 23 points. 15th position is Great Olympics with 19 points, and BA United still bottom of the Premier League table with 15 points. That's it from me. Enjoy the rest of the program.
Now, there are reports of acute water shortage in the Yendi municipality of the northern region. Now, this has compelled residents to resort to drinking contaminated water. Hashmin Mohammed joins me now over the lines with someone on this. So, Ashmit, how serious is this situation?
Well, the situation has assumed a crisis level because the school children and workers now spend productive hours searching for water rather than being at work, and this water is contaminated. Now, according to the residents, delays in the rain has necessitated this situation. The only source of drinking water for the people is a tributary of the Dakar River, and because the rains are not coming, that place has dried up, and then it has become extremely difficult for the Ghana Water Company to pump water in which follow the residents there to consume.
I see. Ashmi, thank you very much for that update. We'll be coming back to you subsequently for some more on this. Time now for us to check out the very latest on the international scene right after this. Well, that'll be it for news today. But before we go, though, a run through our major stories. Residents of Old Fadama, popularly known as Sodom and Gomorrah, this morning demonstrated at the State House and Flagstaff House against their demolished structures. Trade Ministry has rejected suggestion of having done wrong in soliciting the assistance of destination inspection companies to pay off a judgment debt. An acute water shortage has hit the Yendi municipality, compelling residents to drink from contaminated sources in that municipality. That's it for the bulletin. For more news, do want to log on to myjournalive.com. My name is Kobna Chencha. Have a good afternoon.